Hey, what's up guys, Gibbs here for another Summoners War Chronicles video, and today I'm going to give you 5 tips and tricks that you could use for your own Summoners War gameplay. Okay, so this is going to be very helpful, especially for newbies out there. And yeah, click the like button if this helps, and subscribe if you have not yet. If you have your own tips and tricks that you want to share, just share it in the comments below. And let's go. First tip is that you can actually do monster swapping while you're inside the dungeon. So at this point, Shumar just died, right? And I will not have enough DPS to actually complete this dungeon. So what you need to do is just click on that button over there and switch out your team, right? So I can put in this guy and put in this guy. And you can see, as long as you're out of combat, this is not going to require mana. Usually this is going to require you mana whenever you're trying to swap. But if you're away from combat, it's not going to require you to do anything. Right. So with that, I'll be able to clear the dungeon hopefully and not die. Yeah. So monster swapping, it's very important, especially if you're having a hard time. The only thing with this one is that you need to be building a few more monsters than just your Holy Trinity, but only build your monsters once you've completed the things that I've mentioned in my progression guide, which can be found somewhere up there, somewhere. But yeah, complete the progression guide first before building your other monsters, and this is only going to be useful when you have a huge deck of monsters already. So I think it's more important to clear the dungeons instead of letting it run on auto, right? So especially if it's main quest as well, right? So if you have random monsters that you want to use as tanks, then you can just use them if your main tank has just died, right? So it's a very useful trick. Okay, so for your next tip is for your not just monster swapping, but you can also actually swap equipments. So if you don't know yet, each weapon element that you have will have a different special skills that are attached to them. So mine is binded to C, but that's basically you changing decks. If you click C and select your weapon, you can just switch it out. But be careful, this also has a cooldown. If you look at your skills tab and enhance skill, I think it's down here. Yeah, I think it's this one. Right? But this one is for arena in battlefield. But if you're in PvE, this one's actually going to be very useful. So I mainly use Kina, so I'm not sure with the skills of the other two, Orbia and Cliff. But for Kina, usually I swap them around because there are some skills here that are actually really good for the team when you need them. So for example, this one gives invincibility to low HP monsters, okay, and some recovery. So there's a heal over here. And the second skill also decreases monster cooldown. So if you don't have Konamiya, you can actually just use Kina's second skill. So if you don't want that as well, I think Wind is one of the good ones as well. Especially the third skill over here. This one removes 2 beneficial effects. So if your team does not have any strippers that remove beneficial effects from enemies, then you can just swap elements. Even though it's unfavorable, even if you're fighting against a fire monster, you can just use this one, right? Okay, and then you can just use this one as well for accuracy up and remove 1 harmful effect on your team. So be familiar with the skills that your summoners have. And then for the light one, I really like the light one, especially when I'm not running any healers, because I think everything here just gives continuous recoveries, right? That keeps my team alive for so much longer. And then for water is more of a damage buffer, so this one's attack speed up, and this one's some healing as well again, and crit rate up as well, and of course the ultimate as well. It removes all harmful effects, and this one gives you some bonus crit rate and attack speed as well. So just read on what your abilities do and learn to swap them as much as you can if ever you're having a hard time clearing a dungeon or whatever. Tip number 3. Okay, so a lot of people are wondering what you should be doing when you're AFK, you're going to sleep, right? So usually we would recommend going to repeat quest, right? Do whatever you can, especially these ones over here. Dungeon entries are so good, so prioritize that one for your repeat quest. But if you have no more Rahil orders, here's what you can do. There's actually a bonus here, going to book and then creature book over here, and if you just click each of the monsters, you actually get bonuses whenever you defeat them. So for example, this one is a boss monster, so after 50 times of beating them, you get a 180 crystals, and at 100 you get 1 mystical scroll. And imagine this is 1 per region, right? So there's 3 boss monsters over here. No, there's 3 up here, 3 more up down here. So that's almost 6 in one area, and then more here, right? So for each area, you want to complete them as much as you can, because this is, again, free resources that you can get while you're AFK farming. Just move to one area, right? If you don't know where they are located, just click on them, click on location, and you can just move, right? Click on move over here. Okay, so that's mostly what you can do on AFK if you no longer have any repeat quests available. Next up is cooking. So if you don't know yet, there are some life skills in this game, and we have cooking down here. And if you look at the cooking profession, it's actually pretty hard to do the promotion requests, right? All these things. There's so many things that you have to cook in order to just promote your cooking level, right? So there's a lot of things that you have to submit. Do this, I'll do that. There's a lot of things that you have to cook. And sometimes it's actually really hard to get all the materials that you need to cook all the food that you need over here. Especially here now, it's cooking level 4. I'm now at cooking level 4. But an easy way to actually complete this one is just go to your guild. If you're active in your guild and you go to your guild shop, there's actually a shop here for ingredients, and it's going to give you support box to complete all your cooking level promotions, right? So look here, this is for level 4 promotion. So if you just buy that for 5,000 guild coins, then you can complete it. It's actually available until cooking level 7. So you can just complete cooking until mastery 7 with just buying it everything from the guild coin shop. But of course, you want to prioritize things that you want to buy here, especially the light and dark scroll first, right? So once you purchase your light and dark scroll, you're free to do whatever with your coins. But yeah, just know your priorities. If you want to summon, then go for the summons first before going with this one. Because, I mean, there's not much benefits from leveling your cooking unless you really want the buffs that you get from the food. Sometimes it's not really necessary to get the buffs from the food. So you can probably deprioritize this one. And lastly, something that I just saw. I was so mad when I saw this one, especially when I was doing my Trial of Ascension normal. Now that I'm on hard, I just saw it. So once you enter this one, there's actually an auto start or auto next floor. It's this button down here. If you click this one, you can just climb the tower automatically until you fail. So you can just leave this one in AFK, do something else, and then come back to it once you're dead, right? And then if you die, you can just replay it and then figure out why you died, or try to manual it and then try to do auto again afterwards. Oh, I have a bonus tip for you guys today. So instead of just 5 tips, here's a bonus tip for you. So if you've already cleared your Trial of Ascension, especially 200, floor 200, you'll be able to unlock special rooms down here. And if you click on it, you'll be able to see there's level 1 up to level 10, but there's entries left that's noted over here. But you see, this is already saying it's complete, but you still have entries left. So you can actually still go in and battle. Right, so if you do this one, you'll still be able to get a lot of monster piece chests and mystical scroll pieces, legendary scroll pieces. So you can just do this one, do a repeat battle on this one, which is really, really good. So those are free resources. So at first it did not seem like it's something that you can do, but yeah, I just tried to click and it actually worked. So yeah, try it out. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me on this video. Leave a like if it helps, if you learned something new, and of course more guides will be coming up in the future. So yeah, look forward to that. So subscribe so that you don't miss my video. That's it for me for today. Thank you very much for watching, and see you again next time. Bye bye.